2019 Honda Santa Fe. This is supposed to be part 3. We already removed one bolt on top, the mushroom head, and we're on the second one. And you're not going to believe this. It was right what I said the first time. Always start with the difficult one. The difficult one is on the ignition side. And it came off fairly easy. Well, they're new vehicles, so there shouldn't be rust or gunk, anything holding it back. Well, I went to the passenger side now. Of course, this is the passenger side of the street. The cars that come by, they show no respect. They definitely want to hit whatever's in their path. And I'm only saying that because every other person that passed by that pretty much almost swerved in this vehicle, they were on their cell phones. Hey, check it out now. After moving up this fabric, because this plastic is not going to come off. See this plastic that I'm holding on top? It just comes up and there's fabric holding it. Don't just work your way around it. But check it out. The bolt came off really easy. Look. No kidding. So let's hold this plastic up for a minute. And let's see if we could get a good angle. I got my hand in on the left side, so this is my left hand, and there it is. And look, that top brace just, look, it just pops off. Look at that. There it is. And here's the screw that came out of there. The other screw's in the coffee holder. So one screw in here, one screw in there. And this one doesn't have a head, as you can see what I'm talking about. You had to hit it with the screwdriver, as you can see the marks on there. And it came off really easy, and you're able to stick your fingers in there and unscrew it. Even if you have a slightly big hand such as mine. Oh, more vehicles going by. I better close this door. All right, put your screws and everything where you know definitely they're not going to be moved around and you're going to lose them. Let's have a look at this ignition, shall we? Check out the ignition. Now the ignition feels like it's not going to come down. I'm pushing down on it and it feels like there's one more bolt that's holding it, and it's somewhere on here, right? There's not. All you got to do is rotate the steering wheel. And you're going to say, how are you going to rotate it? It's locked. The key ignition locked it. Well, that's the whole purpose of removing it. Because the minute you wiggle your steering wheel left to right, maybe a couple tugs, the piece should drop down from the ignition. It's gonna fall, not going to fall to the ground because it's still connected to the terminals. But watch this. There it is. There. Now look, the steering wheel is loose now. Now it's loose. Let's have a look what happened. Upon me yanking the steering wheel, look, the steering wheel's loose. Look, the piece came down. Let's have a look at this, shall we, since we're right here. And let's remove this terminal clips. So there's a white one right here in front of me. There's a little tab where I'm pushing when my finger goes up. It feels like a little bouncy. Boing, boing, boing. I'm gonna stick my thumb on there and slide it out. Look. Let's look at that tab that I was pushing. I was pushing on this little metal white plastic. It's in the center and it slid out. It's good to do videos on this so you can remember how all these pieces go back, but none of them are the same size. So there's no way you could stick this one and another electrical unit, because they all have different sizes. It won't go in, or you just know it doesn't fit. All right, so now that I've done that, look at this. This thing's just moving now. And almost have it done. So looks like we're gonna have to stick our thumb on this blue one. Put your thumb here, push. Oh no, this one's rough. So I may have to push with the screwdriver right where I'm pointing with my finger, and this should slide out. When that slides out, looks like there's 2 or 3 more. Oh look, there's the locking pin. Do you see it? Let's zoom in. You see that pin? And there's the hole in the bottom of the ignition. When you turn your vehicle off and you move your steering wheel left to right and it locks, this pin is spring activated. It jumps up into that hole, and that's what locks the steering wheel. Let's have a closer look at it. So there's the ignition, and then we slightly go back with the camera so we don't get confused, and there it is. And I wonder if I could push it down. Oh yeah, you could push it down. Look at that. So I guess if somebody really wants to unlock a steering wheel, you could probably get a screwdriver and go beneath the steering wheel and wedge it down. No, don't. That's not the way to do it. Do it the right way. Well, anyways, this goes down when you turn the key, and that's what unlocks the steering wheel. Got a little excited there, didn't I? All right, so let's remove the rest of these plastics. This one right here above me, let's we could get that off, and we could definitely get the rest of this out. Make sure you have a rag with you or a napkin, because look at the stuff that I'm getting on my fingers. It's like cylinder grease, which I'm not even in the key ignition. So maybe it's from the neck of the steering wheel. So yeah, something to think about. This is messy. Alrighty, put the tilt back upwards to give you enough room. Let's look at this yellow one, because the white one's off. Oh, I guess if you press in the middle where my thumb is at, that releases this one. Maybe we don't have to release it. Ah, I can see. It's because you do have to take off this blue one. And when you do take off the blue one, you're still not out of the... You got to take off, which it looks like a zip tie. So the ignition is tied with this, so you're going to have to cut this plastic. You just need a little wire cutters, or... Actually, it's a tab. Look, you could just pop the tab out and you should be fine. In fact, I could pop the tab out right now. Oh, look at... Oh, wow. So we're gonna take this piece off, and we're gonna go ahead and go to the locksmith. He doesn't have to come out to us. We go to his building. He looks at it. We tell him we order just the cylinder. We don't need the whole ignition kit. You will not need the whole kit. So I don't understand why you would be paying all that money. All you need is the ignition piece. It's better to start off with a dealership before you go to a locksmith. You could go to the dealership, ask them all the questions you need to know, and go from there. And then after if they give you a hard time, they say you can't do it, which they can, they just want to do it themselves, because if they don't take this out, they don't make no money. You're just basically ordering a part from them, and they probably get a minor discount, a percentage of it. I'm sorry, a percentage. So they want to do the work, and they claim safety reasons and etc. etc. Do not give them the information of your exact VIN number, because this will void your warranty. If you're buying the vehicle, you're in the process of buying it, you're definitely going to get in trouble. You cannot let them know what, if you bought it outright clean, you could tell them whatever you want. But if you're making payments on this car, do not show them your registration or your title, because that will void warranties, and that would actually get you in trouble, tampering with such as this. So don't tell them. Show them the ignition, tell them what year the vehicle is, the make and model. That's all you have to do. They know what they're doing. And if they won't work with you and they give you a hard time, well, leave and go to a locksmith. The locksmith will get the piece that you need for it. The reason why you won't need your transponding chip to be programmed is because you're only going to get the cylinder. The key has a screw on it, and you could take the key off and put the new key on and screw it on. Real tiny. Pay attention to the key itself. I think it's a little like switchblade key. Pay attention to it. You will not need this to be programmed. If they tell you they need to program it, I don't know what's going on, and that's kind of a different situation, and that would call for a whole new video. But I'll tell you what, if they do need this program, I will do another video. The next one will be part 4, I believe. Where is this part 4? You'll know, because I'll leave it in the description, and I'll tell you what all needed to be done. So I'm going to continue my work. I'm going to disconnect. Look at this tab. There it is. Better to do it with 2 hands so I don't break nothing. And see this little triangle one? It looks like if I push on my finger, this tab of piece will come off. So now it's just a matter of just taking off the 3 electrical tabs on this. And please be careful with these pieces. Do not be rough. Do not lose them. If you have the situation with your vehicle, I hope this helps you out. You could cut corners and save money. If someone comes out to do your vehicle, which of course is the right thing to do, if it's the right company, and make sure they're certified and whatnot, make sure they get the job done completely. Tell them before they do it, hey, if you do this and you do not get my car started, do I have to pay you for the time that you even tried? That's a very, very important question to ask them. If they say, well, yeah, you know, we got to get paid, well, then don't pay them. You only want to pay for something that's guaranteed, a guaranteed job. So make sure make sure you have an understanding. Use your cell phone when you say it, or have them write it down. Write it down on the piece of paper that this, if they can't get it started after they try all their attempts, you don't pay them no money. Because there's a lot of companies going out there charging people just to do what I'm doing right now, and then giving you the poor excuse that they can't get it started. And this is how they get you for roughly about $700-800, when you could have just took it right in and paid maybe a couple more hundred on top of that 7 or 8, like roughly 9, and had it done the right way. If you want to know how much it costs to call someone out and really do this the right pricing, if he's a good guy, he should do this about roughly around $900. If he's a good guy. If they're charging you over $1,000, boy, I could just... We're in Denver, Colorado, and that's the price for something like this. I'm sure prices are different in different states, but... Well, let's get back to this, shall we? And if you're asking me the estimated time of how to... the time to do this whole project, that as far as I got right now, well, let's talk about it. The plastic. So we getting your plastics off, getting the hammer and the wedge. So all together to get this off, if you're taking your time and you're doing everything gently, it should take you no more than an hour and 30 minutes. So it should be about roughly, give or take, an hour and 30 minutes. That's the time frame. If you're doing everything safe. If you're going about it all fast and you have 3 cups of coffee, do a video on it. I like to see that record-breaking time, and I want to see how you done it. If you disagree with anything I've done here, make your own video. And I would like to see how you go about doing yours. If you are a locksmith and you are good at this stuff, and you say, hey, you didn't need to do all that, there's another trick to get this out, even if the ignition was jammed and you can't get a key into the on position, please make us a video. Show us. Don't tell me there's another way. Don't ridicule me and punish me with your words. Show me. Show us, the viewers. But I'm guessing a lot of people will not, because that's how they make money. They don't give up the tips and tricks and stuff. Well, I don't have a lot of money, and a lot of people these days, everyone's struggling out here, and we could all use a little break. Not an ignition break, but the break in fixing something. Be safe in all you do.